That's a good creature.
That's one more
Auspicious
arrow.
Strix. Alrighty. Oh! What? Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing a deck I'm so excited for. I've not played Angels in forever. I was doing the deck testing. I just wanted to showcase that I did go 5-0 with this deck. I had one little gimme win, so it kind of counts. But overall, I really am excited to be playing Angels again. I basically play Angels once per set, just because I love the deck. Ever since we got Bishop of Wings and all the different Angels, like in Dominaria, and a little bit before that, I think even. We've just had a really sweet, M20 as well. I'm trying to remember like when the first time we got like a bunch of good Angels was, but I just love playing Angels. It's a really fun archetype for me to be playing with, and we've had a kind of a weak group of creatures, like a lot of Angels where they're all just kind of in the 4-drop slot and up. And we still have enough good 3-drop, 4-drop Angels to make this a good deck and try to play a more mid-rangey type of deck, which my favorite style of play is mid-range. I love playing mid-range. And it's been a little bit hard to play mid-range in the format, especially with Fires of Invention and Agent of Treachery, where you play a good 4-drop creature, and if it gets stolen from you, it's really hard to play. Or if they're able to play Fires of Invention, board wipe, and then play other big stuff as well, it's hard to keep up with that kind of a game plan. And so this finally is in a good place where it actually almost fits the meta perfectly, where we can kind of go over the Azorius control decks. I was able to keep up consistent pressure where they are leaning heavily onto their board wipes, either with Jeskai control or Azorius control, leaning on that Shadow of the Skies. And with our Seraph of the Scales, as well as our Bishop of Wings, whenever our Angels die, we get to create lots of just 1/1 Spirit tokens. Those create enough pressure that it actually gets in quite a bit of damage. And then we can also play this mid-rangey type of deck where we're gaining lots of life. We're able to remove a lot of the early game creatures in the aggro decks with Heartless Act, Scorching Dragonfire, and Flame Sweep. And Flame Sweep is one of those where I feel like if you're running into a lot more aggro, you switch over to having 3 Flame Sweeps in the deck and maybe take out maybe the Giant Killer or something like that, where Giant Killer is kind of there as a good middle of the road piece if we do run up against more like mono green aggro, which I feel like, or like mono green Stompy is something that should be coming back now, because it's a really good deck, especially with what's out there right now. Although I mean, there's still just a lot of really good 4-mana wipes right now, and it's really brutal to be playing creature decks sometimes. But overall, this deck is sweet. Again, our curve, what we're trying to go for is Bishop of Wings on turn 2, or be able to have some removal that we can interact with decks here. And then we want to go for Angel of Vitality on turn 3. If we don't shock in any lands for Bishop of Wings and get out the Angel of Vitality, we immediately go up to 25 life, because we gain 4 life, goes up to 25 because the +1 on Angel of Vitality. Then it goes up to also having a 3-mana 4/4 flyer with 25 life. That's a really good way to curve it out. I do also have Feather in here. We don't have any cards that really work well with Feather. I had God's Willing in here for a little bit just to kind of have protection. I decided to go for the Giant Killer instead to have a bit more interaction instead. I'm kind of testing it out still, but what people forget is that Feather is a 3/4 flyer for 3 mana. The mana is really hard to hit sometimes, everything like that, but it's still just a really good play. It's a 3-mana 3/4 flyer. That's really good stats on an Angel, and the abilities there are nice, but we don't have to play around those. We can still get the value just by playing lots of Angels, and we are doing that, and it works really well. The only other card I was thinking about maybe bringing into this as well is like Circle of Loyalty, which is all around Angels, all around Knights, but we can cast this at 6 mana, and we have so many legendary creatures. It'd be kind of fun. That's a janky little inclusion if you guys want to go for the janky side of things. We have enough legendary things that you can start creating some. Anyway, so I was thinking like with Lyra, you used to get the pump as well, but that's another way to do it. Anyway, sorry. Weird tangent. Seraph of the Scales is probably the main reason why this deck really works well right now. So there's a lot of board wipes, like I said, and we can play this out. It draws a card which out of this guys and creates 2 bodies on the battlefield afterwards, and that really hurts the aggro decks. And if we do have Bishop of Wings as well, we are creating 3 tokens. If we have any other angels, we're creating more tokens. And I found that those tokens are really busted, especially if you bring down Aurelia the turn after a board wipe. Give one of those tokens, turn into a 3/1 flyer, and just swinging in for lots and lots of damage is really good. The other side of this too is for, on the switch side, whenever you're playing up against the aggro decks, Angel of Grace is so perfect for this, where when it enters the battlefield until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. And then if it's dead, you can bring this down as a blocker, and then you can haste 6, exile it, and gain 10 life, or my life total becomes 10. And so there's honestly just some really, really cool things you can do with Angel of Grace. Whenever, you know, aggro swinging in, they throw down the Ember Cleave like, I got you. Then you're like, no, flash an Angel of Grace. And then we typically, I mean, that's 5 damage in the air, and we hopefully are whittling him down along the way, and then you can kind of swing in for the win on the next turn. Sephara, just an awesome thing on the top end here with all of the different tokens that we can end up creating with Afterlife, with Bishop of Wings, and just playing out our angels. We actually get to the 4 creatures on the battlefield pretty easily. And we're also playing, I think it's 25 lands in here. So we can get up to 7 lands pretty consistently as well, where you can just play this out hard cast. But anyway, yeah, the deck is really working well for me so far. Is it perfect? No, I think that it's best of 1, so you always want to be tweaking things based off the meta, but I really like where it's at right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Up against Zandalarius, bring it on. And yeah, we'll keep this. We don't have any creatures, but double Bishop Wings is really nice. And if we do hit a creature, and with a Scry, I'm hoping we can find an angel along the way here. But yeah, honestly, just having a 1/4 as a blocker is pretty nice in the format right now as well. More lands. I mean, that lets us draw cards if we really need to. So I mean, I want to keep the Castle Locthwain. We'll see how it works. An untapped white source would have been pretty nice, so we didn't have to shock ourselves, but right now I'm thinking we're going to be just playing the mid-range, hoping to draw into stuff. That is probably the biggest downside of this deck, is there's not a ton of card draw. And in a mid-range deck, that can be a little bit painful, not having like any real card draw into a deck, but we have a lot of value. The Elves with Conquer Death kind of brings back enough value to make it worthwhile. All right, well, Bishop of Wings number 2. Castle Locthwain past the turn. I don't need to show the red mana just yet, especially if we're not going to be able to cast anything. Sephara. Well, we also aren't going to be able to do anything, so... I may just go for drawing a card here. We're going to take 5 from it, but... I mean, this is... Honestly, we don't have a ton of black stuff in our deck, and I forced in 1 Castle Locthwain just because we needed more card draw into the deck. And, I mean, utilizing it is nice. Alright, Resolve. They'll probably take Elspeth Conquers Death. Sephara is so far from actually being good right now. Alright, take Sephara. Alright, go Castle Locthwain. Heartless Act of our own. Man. Man, oh man. Well, not so great there. Pass the turn. I mean, occasionally too, you just draw dead. I've not actually run into this yet for me, not hitting any angels when it's like, how many angels do we have in this deck? It's a lot. Thought Erasure. Yeah, that's fine. Again, it'll help us with our Castle Locthwain draw again. Yeah, lose Elspeth Conquers Death. What is this deck? It's just control stuff so far. We have a lot of cards that are probably completely dead in this matchup. Do I need more red mana? Might be nice to have, but I think overall lanes are going to be better for us. Alright, let's draw a card. Oh, come on now. Deck? What in the world? Man, I don't think we can... I don't want to hurt ourselves too much more here. Okay, Sacred Foundry tapped. Pass the turn. I mean, we'll draw 1 more time, take 5, go down to 5. Ugh. Let's see. Not a lot is in the graveyard, so we're going to go ahead and Heartless Act now. Because there's not a lot that they can actually bring back. Maybe like Heartless Act, Thought Erasure, but those aren't terrible for us at the moment. We're going to be top decking anyway. And this just means it's kind of a dead draw for them. I'm actually totally fine with that. I mean, I think that they also end up milling it over anyway, right? So yeah. All right. Burrow's annoying though. That's my turn. All right, let's hope for no removal. Go Safara. I believe in you. I do. That can race an Uro. Get in there, down to 16, pass the turn. I mean, I'm going to stay in this game. We've drawn terribly, and they've had some pretty good answers for us, but we may now have a shot. Okay, Casualties of War. All right, all right. That's fair, that's fair. I mean, that's dumb, but that's fair. All right, go Feather. Swing in for 2. Down to 14, pass the turn. Scorching Dragonfire is kind of nice against the Uro. If he does attack in, we can kill it, or if we find another one, we can make sure it gets exiled as we kill it as well. That's probably their best turn here. Best play is just playing the Uro. Or is this another Casualties of War? Alright, Cavalier of Thorns. That's fine. Gets to block flyers. This is just like the perfect deck against us. And we drew all the worst cards for the matchup. Dude, I'm having struggles today. I'm sorry. Burrow. Dude, and they found the perfect lands. Just not a lot we can do here. All right, if we find another Safara off the top, we're in the game. Actually, did they already get rid of it, the second one? Yeah, okay, so that's all of our Safaras. Seraph of the Scales does get to do death touch damage. We are gaining life back here, so I mean, this isn't the worst. Pass the turn. We probably just have to take damage from Uro, or we block and Scorching Dragonfire. Watch them find Casualties of War as well. Okay, swings in with Uro. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block with Feather and Scorching Dragonfire. Feather is a little bit of a dead draw kind of at the moment. And we need to be able to go aggressive. So block here, Scorching Dragonfire. I could have blocked with both as well, I guess, but... that card's completely dead if we don't do this, so might as well exile the Uro while we can. We still get a 1/1 out of this. It ain't the worst, is what I'm trying to say. Ooh, Hydrate Races. Okay, that's the worst. Yeah. Alright, let's see. What do we draw? Maybe we need like actual board wipes in this deck. Man, this is gonna be my first loss. And it was just really bad early game. We actually had really good stuff for the late game, I guess, but... I think they'd probably be willing to trade, especially if Cavalier of Thorns eventually dies. They'd probably be fine with it. Only 26 cards left in the library. They can definitely finish us out before too long, though. I mean, I get a lot of blockers if they do block here, right? So we want to make sure we block the Hydra Crisis. Let's pass the turn. So Seraph of the Scales can give itself Death Touch, and that's the main thing here. Is I'm thinking that we can hopefully Death Touch, yeah, they just have so much value. I'm going to go ahead and concede. We'll move on to the next game. Up against Trino Taliesin. We have all of our colors. We have some good... We have a good 2-drop. We have to hit our lands, though. And with the draw... You know, these are really good cards to have against a Lurrus deck. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. If it's cycling Lurrus, we're in a little bit more trouble. Alright, so not cycling. Do I just want to use the Fabled Passage while I can? That also thins out our deck, so we can't... has a worse chance of finding the 4th land, so I guess we just go Blood Crypt tapped. That's the turn. Sentinel's Eyes, okay. Holding up protection for it at the moment, potentially. We're gonna go ahead and fire it off now. Just hope they don't have it. All right, they do. I mean, if they found like an All That Glitters or something like that, they would have been able to hold the protection and still get in. We're just like, we wouldn't be able to do much about that much toughness. And shocking ourselves seems painful here. Flame Sweep also doesn't seem very good. We're not actually dealing with this. If we can get to Seraph of the Scales, though, and give it Death Touch, we have a shot. How many turns will that take, though? See, Flame Sweep will save us 1 point of damage. Dealing 2 to us doesn't do a whole lot. I guess we play it tapped, pass the turn. The nice thing about Seraph of the Scales is that we do get extra turn with the Afterlife blockers. So let's just hope there's no All That Glitters, because then we have to block this turn. Otherwise, we can play the other Seraph and still give it Death Touch. Have pretty good blockers. All right. Oh, man. Flame Sweep's feeling better now, too. Swings in here. All right, no blocks. Take it down to 6. Flame Sweep is looking really good right now. 1 card left in hand. They have the All-Seated Life's Bounty. So probably the best draw here is like a Heartless Act or something. A Fabled Passage. I can play another Seraph of the Scales. I could also just hold up the Flame Sweep here. If they give us protection from white, we can't block no matter what. So I guess we hold up the Angel of Grace as well, in case they have like All That Glitters into giving it protection from white and swing in. I mean, if they can give it indestructible anyway, this is kind of annoying. We don't actually kill the Healer's Hawk, but we get to kill these 2 guys, and with less protection, hopefully it helps. Sentinel's Mark, alright, gets it out of the... yeah, okay. Ugh. Man, this is a rough matchup. Has protection. That's fine. We do get 2 blockers onto the battlefield now. And these flame sweeps are not looking quite as powerful as I thought. I also was thinking about adding an extinction event. I could flash in the Angel of Grace and have it block Healer's Hawk. Let's pass the turn. Let's try this out. So we don't get the ETB effect. But that's probably fine. Yeah, so no ETB effect, but we do get to block here, jump there. We're up to 42 life though. Oh man. I do think that we're turning the corner though a little bit. Blaring Aegis is annoying. Where's our Heartless Act or something? Ooh, there we go. All right, Bishop of Wings. Angel of Vitality. Gain some life back. Oh, no ETB effect. Dang it. Oops. All that glitters. Right. I mean, we got chump blockers for days, and they're never going to give this protection from white because then they lose all of the auras. Maybe they go for it though. I could go for the Flame Sweep. This also stops the Seraph of the Scales from creating death triggers, actually, so... Let's go Godless Shrine tapped. And just pass the turn. Seraph of the Scales would be nice because we can actually block and do something with the Healer's Hawk. Alright, Lurrus comes to the hand. We can get that with Else with Conquer's Death. Alright, let's just try for the Flame Sweep. Alright, we get the Hushbringer. Now we can start gaining life. That's huge. Ooh, that's huge too. A Bishop of Wings number 2. Seraph of the Scales gain 10 life. No attacks. We have answers for Healer's Hawk. We just have to find them. We have 4 good answers here. So they can bring back, what, Hushbringer? Please go for All Seed of Life's Bounty. I mean, I guess they can protect Lurrus from white. So I guess that's not great for us. All right, we're gonna go for a little bit of a tricky play here. We're gonna give this Vigilance. We're gonna attack in. They'll probably go ahead and give Healer's Hawk protection from black and block this. And once they do, we can get Lurrus with Else with Conquer's Death. All right, that's fine. Is it worth playing it anyway? Hushbringer really shuts us down hard. But I mean, this is pretty good protection. Let's see here. All right, pass the turn. I think that we've played all of our Flame Sweeps. I really don't know how we come back from this now. Hushbringer. Man, we were coming back there. All that glitters protects the bringer of Hush. Okay, pass to my turn. Safara could be pretty nice here as well. I don't know if we can actually finish this game. We lose all death triggers. I'm really hoping they just try to protect the Hushbringer so we can kill the Lurrus. Alright, pass the turn. Okay, Glaring Aegis on Lurrus. Tap down, save for the scales. Yep, ETB effect doesn't actually work here. But we will bring out another blocker. We can double block Healer's Hawk, takes 7. I could chump here, double block here. One of these guys are gonna die. I can probably exile and just set my life total to 10. Meh. Alright, we'll block like this. Alright. They've had an amazing draw here. Yeah, it's just a little bit rude. No dies triggers. Come on. Alright, we'll concede. Alright, so maybe we bring in Extinction Event into this deck as well, instead of the Eat to Extinction. I wanted to have more interaction with Planeswalkers, but I think that that might be the better... Just having a better catch-all than just the Flame Sweeps seems pretty nice. And maybe we can drop like a Heartless Act for something else as well. Let's go... so Extinction Event, one of, and that way we get to keep the Extinction. Let's go ahead and do that. That sounds good. All right, this is, oh my gosh, man! I just had the perfect hand in my last, and I accidentally was just clicking here, waiting for things to pop up, and I accidentally hit the mulligan, and perfect hand gone. Ran into a bunch of bad hands after that, and it's just like, oh, it's so brutal. All right, Flame Sweep can be really nice. Can we keep this? I think that we can. 4 traps don't feel great, but Flame Sweep feels amazing. You can also just run Deafening Clarion in this deck. We should totally run Deafening Clarion in this deck. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. I mean, the nice thing about Flame Sweep is it doesn't ever hit our stuff. Let's go for white mana. Draw the Shrine tap, pass the turn. So we lead off with Seraph of the Scales and then into Aurelia. Aurelia can't ever mentor onto Seraph of the Scales, so we end up getting a bit more damage by playing it out that way. Get this in for 6 damage the first turn, and then start swinging for 8 each turn after. I mean, and that closes out games quick if they don't have interaction. All right, no creatures yet. We will go Angel of Vitality, pass the turn. Rose Spiral. All right, Temur. Is this like Temur Mutate? Risen Reef. A Pacha. We can kind of get them with the Flame Sweep here. Or do I just go aggro? I can swing in for 4. Start mentoring onto Angel of Vitality. We have an answer for what's his bucket? The Reach Elemental. All right, let's go ahead and grab Mountain. Let's go. I hate leaving Risen Reef on the battlefield. If next turn we find a land, we can Heartless Act and hold up Flame Sweep. Let's go ahead and just get damage onto the battlefield now. Try to go a bit aggressive. Swing in, down to 16, pass the turn. 6 mana already. Chandra doesn't kill Aurelia. Finale Devastation. A Omnath kills Angel. Okay. And gets a counter probably put onto Omnath. Yay. Oh yes, please put onto Risen Reef. There we go. Alright, Flame Sweep. Please give me land. It's not land. All right, attack in. Let's just Flame Sweep. They start drawing cards with the next land that they play. With Omnath, Heartless Act doesn't really do much there, but maybe killing Omnath instead of Risen Reef would have been the better play there. If we found land for like Elspeth Conquers Death, we could have gone that route. Devastation X5. Wow. All right. For Cavalier of Thorns. Yep. All right, no counters onto the Cavalier of Thorns. Emisizzle, please. Put it on Tom now. Oh. All right, land for Elspeth Conquers Death. Come on, you can give it to me. Give it to me now. No mana, right? So, yeah. We're fine to block. There we go. All right. Elspeth Conquers Death. Hit the Cavalier. Swing in. One more swing and we win. Down to 4. Genesis Ultimatum. I mean, this is leaving them where they don't have much else after this. I don't think that's enough to kill us. We can block the Leafkin Druid at least. It's a lot of Fable Passages. Dang. Oh, and they get to sack those and pump again. And this is Trample. For the love, man. That was ridiculous. The odds of them having just Enrace Forerunners and then that many lands to pump up the Omnath. Dude, I'm getting screwed right now. I don't know why. Every time I come on and start recording, I get hosed, man. And then when I'm playing on my own, I do pretty well. But this is brutal. I don't know how we can actually win here. We can Heartless Act the Enrace Forerunner. We can block the Omnath. 5 points of damage, is that enough right now? I mean, of toughness? If we hit land, we can Heartless Act and Surf of the Scales. Goodness. Trying to hit more lands. Alright, they didn't hit lands at least. Alright, so what's our best play? I think we block Omnath. I mean, either one of these is the same, but block Omnath. I think they've got us though. Oh, we go to 1. Alright, if we find Angel, Angel of Grace, I guess, is our best draw here. They go crazy, they try to win. We Angel of Grace and swing in for the win. Alright, good game. Flame Sweep. Oh, man. Alright, these are all tapped lands, but we do have 3 colors. Up against Luris, having Flame Sweep, Giant Killer. Giant Killer's okay. Flame Sweep's really good against certain versions of their deck. We don't have the mana for Feather. Let's mulligan. Extinction Event is really good here. Alright, keep 6, drop... I guess Safara? Safara's nice with Seraph of the Scales. We could maybe drop a land, but that's a little bit risky as well. Alright, we're kind of just banking on the Extinction Event being good here. Alright, cycling. Got the Shrine tapped. Alright, we do get to gain quite a bit of life. And putting this on odd seems pretty nice. Go for more Flourishing Foxes. Foxen? Foxies. Foxy lady. It's for 3. We go ouch. Ooh, Angel of Vitality too. Okay, that's a decent curve. Although that does hurt the Extinction Event side of things. No blocks. Got down to 12. This deck gains quite a bit of life. So I'm wondering if we have a shot of just kind of racing them. I think we go Angel of Vitality here. Gain 5, swing in. Let this one die, and then Extinction Event. Gain 4 from then on out. Down to 19 past the turn. Because the token doesn't die from the Extinction Event. And we're close enough to Zenith Flare killing us that it's not really worth while right now. Alright, so... Alright, Valiant Rescuer. I probably ought to be using Fable Passages to help our draws. Alright, on odd. Bishop of Wings is a really good blocker here. I don't think I care about the Spirit as much. They're only going to swing in with this guy for next turn. So we start getting in damage. We have to start closing the game out before Zenith Flare starts showing up. And if we can keep ourselves gaining life quick enough, we can kind of race and just hope they don't find they'll have to find about 3, I think, to actually win the game. And as long as we can keep those spaced out, we have a shot. These guys are getting annoying now. Alright, Fable Passage. We need to mount a Swamp to be able to use Castle Lock Dwayne. And Seraph's ability. Yeah, 2 more tokens. Gain some life. Pass the turn. Oh, I should swing in. Doesn't use the Go for Blood on Surf Scales. Makes sense. I actually haven't lost a game against these guys yet. But it looks like it's coming. Looks like it's time. Alright, block, block, block. We're totally fine just taking 2 here. Another extinction event for even. Oh, we only have 1. Flame sweep would be sweet now. This is where we want the flame sweep. Okay, passes my turn. That's a lot of lands. I think that we're gonna go for the Castle Lock Dwayne draw over Ardenvale. All right, attack in. Down to 14. Pass the turn. We have Flame Sweeps in the deck. Those would be sweet. Zenith Flare. Angel of Grace would also be sweet. Down to 10. If they cycle and have Zenith Flare number 2, we're dead. Okay, we take 4. Ah, dude, another land? How many lands was that? If any of you guys are not believers that I get hosed with my draws sometimes, there you go. There's some proof. All right, I'm not done playing it, but I just wanted to show I had 5 wins and then 5 straight losses. 1 insta scoop and 1 insta scoop on their side. So it's like exactly even right now. It should be 50%, but I guess it's only counting the ladder matches. Man. All right, here we go again. I'm going to get a win out of this deck. I know that it can. It's done really well for me in the past. We just have to draw decently, and I struggle with that sometimes, you know? All right, up against Dirt Bubble. We don't get Bishop of Wings on turn 2. We don't get like anything with this hand. We're gonna mulligan. We're gonna mulligan. We're gonna keep this, drop Seraph and Feather. And keep it. Yay! Oh, man. I mean, this isn't a terrible draw at the moment. Heartless Act. I think to the bottom. Even if we're playing creature decks, I think that we're trying to outvalue them with our board. Yay, for more cycling. We have black mana here with Fable Passage. I think we just need more interaction, more good stuff. Hitting our 5th land is nice, but I'd rather just run into it naturally than have it earlier than later. Feather into Aurelia. That's a pretty aggressive line. We don't get to play out the Bishop of Wings this way. But we get to go really aggressive here. I think that's better. Hit for 5 next turn and 8 the turn after. Flourishing Fox. Righto. All right, go Aurelia. And Bishop of Wings would be really nice to have that buffer right now, but it's all good, it's all good. Okay, down to 13. Ooh, Ironcrag Pyromancer. Very interesting in this deck. I actually like that a lot. That's a good reason to not be playing Luris. Sends it at face. Extinction Event. Okay, down to 5. They can definitely kill us next turn. I feel like it's pretty easy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so like just a couple cyclers and we're dead. So Extinction Event on what? I need to be able to block this guy. Even kills these two, leaves back the Feather. Then we die to Flourishing Fox. I don't actually have the win. So I think we do it on odd. It's the only chance I think that we have of actually winning, so put it on odd. Ugh. Unfortunately, we're gonna let them untap. If we can find Angel of Vitality, Bishop of Wings into Angel of Vitality, that might give us a shot. Take 2. They have land into another one. We doesn't shock it in. That means they probably have more lands in hand. I mean, it looks like they're playing the version where it's just all 1 mana cyclers, which I really like this deck. All right, except for the Valiant Rescuer. All right, I think we could just Extinction Event the Rescuer. Actually, do we? Maybe it's the Stinger. If they have 1 more cycling here. Dude, this is so close. All right, we bring him down to 1. I would love to have had Angel of Vitality there. I think we need to do this on our turn. Valiant Rescuer, they can only create a 1/1 at this point. So I think what we do is we actually hit a Stinger. We can block here. They can maybe like go for blood and kill Aurelia after the fact. That'd be bad. All right, cycles now. We go down to 5. On the board, we're down to 3. We're down to 2. 2 more cyclers and we're dead. Man. I needed that to be an untapped land. Oh. Well, okay then. Alright, up against Bobzan. And we have a 2-drop. We have some scrying ability. I'm going to keep this. I don't love 4-drop, 5-drop, but if we can find another 2-drop along the way here, it'll be beautiful. Alright, scry for greatness. Alright, Jun's Sacrifice. Yeah, I think we keep that. Not Jun's Sacrifice. Move up to 3 counters from this guy. Let's see what else they play. Because we might be able to take our beats from Yorgo for a turn or two. Alright, they get us swinging with the 5/5. This doesn't actually enter the battlefield, and so it doesn't get the extra counter there, but that's a big hit. That's a very aggressive, very powerful turn 3. Ooh, that is the perfect draw. Sweet. All right, we're in this game, my friends. In this game. Vivs.
I am Scala's vengeance.
Does this kill flyers? No. All right. 2 counted onto it. Gets away from Scorching Dragonfire. Of course it does. We're gonna have to Elspeth Conquers Death here. Seraph of the Scales. They're gonna get through, but we can block on the next turn. Let's grab some black manas. Just survive in here. That's all that matters. They give it trample as well. Man, it's so good. They can also play a creature -3 kill Seraph for the Scales. Okay, yeah, 2 counters there. Dude, that gets big so fast. Wow. Okay, then. Doesn't swing. Whoa, was not expecting that. All right, now what do we have to get with Elspeth Conquers Death? Probably the Great Henge. The Great Henge is really annoying, but I think that we just have to try to play around it. I think that we take out Vivian right now. Because Vivian, just what's on the board, we're dead in like 2 turns. We don't have much that we can do about it. Great Henge we can hopefully not really outvalue, but they can run dead for a couple of turns. And we have another Elspeth Conquers Death. So I think that we just go for this.
Anger only gets me so
now
far.
If they swing in, we can block with Seraph of the Scales. Have it come back. All right, that's another land. Don't play anything. Ooh, all right.
With the arcbow at my side, I can't lose the fight.
Scorching Dragonfire helps a bit.
We're fit enough to survive.
Not if they... Alright. Not swinging in, man. This is crazy. What do we got now? Bishop of Wings, Angel of Vitality. Start gaining life. Swing in at Vivian. Alright, let's do this. Swing at Vivian. Oh, I forgot to use anything there. We don't have any creatures in our graveyard at the moment, and so this Elspeth Conquers Death is going to be dead. But we also have a chance of actually killing Vivian here, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I think we do give this Death Touch. Kill the Gilded Goose. But now what? That's the question. I can play out Giant Killer and Bishop of Wings. Scorching Dragonfire might be good. I can't imagine they'll have a lot of let's see here. Yeah, Giant Killer. I mean, if we can tap down their big creatures every turn, that's going to be pretty nice. I want to use the Scorching Dragonfire, but I think this is the better play. We do get Seraph back with a counter onto it. They also get to just like kill our Bishop of Wings with a big creature. Alright, yep. That's a good creature. Puts counters onto it. You can kill things. Did they just find another questing beast? Or I guess, no, it has to be something hasty. Alright, so they just lost their Vivian.
That's one more
Auspicious
arrow,
Strix. Alrighty. Oh! What? What? Yep, I hate Magic. Magic's dumb. So I built this deck. I was like really hyped on it. I was like, man, this deck is actually rocking it. It's doing really good. It felt solid every single time. I was dominating in these games, and I was playing against good decks, even in free play mode. Like we were playing up against top tier decks, and all of a sudden I ran up against almost zero top tier decks. I mean, of course, meta's changing right now, so who knows? But your typical decks are just kind of not really. A lot of these ones are there, and we just got hosed. And that last game, man, they find Auspicious Sterix from the sideboard, and they happen to run into another. So that was 2 questing beasts off the top. First off, then they go find Auspicious Sterix from the sideboard, put it onto questing beast so that the legendary rule won't happen. And then the other questing beast comes out and swings in. I did say though in this video that mono green Stompy type of stuff is a good deck and should see play. And honestly, Auspicious Sterix with Great Henge and all that stuff seems really busted. I really like that deck. But I mean, I'm sorry guys. I usually try to go get a win in with this, and I don't know what to say about that. Like I just got hosed. I mean, I definitely had some misplays. I had some major misplays throughout all of this as well. But like we had decent hands. We had decent plays. We even had a lot of good answers for a lot of the decks, just like not in time. They just had the perfect draws or whatever at the right times. And it was, I mean, sometimes you just can't beat that. And so maybe there isn't a place for mid-range and standard right now. I don't know. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't, but I hope you guys did. No, anyway, please like and subscribe. I promise later ones we're gonna have a much better plays. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.